I'm Olivia, 24, and knee-deep in my computer science master's at this prestigious university, juggling a part-time gig at a tech startup. Sounds impressive, right? Well, it would be, if I weren't dealing with my personal nightmare at home. Karen, my stepmom from hell. It's 2 a.m., and I'm in the zone, finalizing my thesis when Karen barrels into my room. Olivia, what are you doing up at this ungodly hour? Turn off that computer and go to bed. I clench my jaw, trying to keep cool. Karen, I've told you, this thesis is due next week. I need to finish it. She rolls her eyes with a drama that could win an award. Always with the excuses. Just admit it. You're using this thesis as an excuse to stay up all night, probably chatting with boys online. Before I can retort, my dad appears, looking groggy. What's all the commotion? He asks, rubbing his eyes. Karen immediately flips on her crocodile tears. John, I'm just so worried about Olivia. She's up all night on that computer. It's unhealthy. Dad's face softens with concern. Honey, maybe you should get some rest. Dad, please, I plead. This is really important. I'm so close to finishing. With a reluctant nod, he tells me to take it easy and heads back to bed. Karen shoots me a glare that could curdle milk, but I shake it off and get back to work. The next day, I'm a zombie at the startup. My boss pulls me aside, noticing my state. Rough night, Olivia? I nod, stifling a yawn. Yeah, thesis crunch time. He chuckles sympathetically. Been there. Why don't you take the afternoon off and get some rest? Grateful, I head home early, only to find Karen snooping through my things. What are you doing in my room? I demand. She jumps, feigning innocence. Oh, Olivia, didn't expect you home so early. Got fired from your little job? Gritting my teeth, I say no, my boss gave me the afternoon off to rest. She sniffs, unimpressed. How convenient. Well, don't let me stop you from your precious rest. Although a little hard work never hurt anyone. I collapse onto my bed, frustration boiling inside me. Later, my phone buzzes. It's Tasha, my best friend. Girl, where are you? We're supposed to meet for coffee. Rain check. I text back, sighing. Karen drama again. She replies, need me to accidentally spill coffee on her? I chuckle. Tempting, but I'll pass. I need my energy for the thesis battle. As I hang up, I hear Karen's shrill voice calling my dad. Ready for another night of her trying to turn him against me. I bury my head under my pillow, wondering how I'll survive until graduation. But I'm Olivia Parker. I've come too far to let her derail my dreams. Bring it on, step monster. The next morning, I wake up, heart racing. Today is thesis submission day. I reach for my laptop, only to feel nothing but air. Panic surges as I tear through my room. Where is it? I race downstairs, nearly colliding with my dad. Dad, my laptop's gone. He frowns. Let's not panic, we'll find it. We search the entire house, and Karen finally saunters in, looking annoyingly calm. What's all the fuss? She asks, her tone dripping with feigned innocence. Olivia's laptop is missing, Dad explains. Karen's eyes widen with mock concern. Oh dear. Are you sure you didn't misplace it, sweetie? You have been so stressed lately. I grit my teeth. I know exactly where I left it. Dad checks his watch. I'm sorry, Liv, but I have to run. We'll keep looking later, okay? As he leaves, Karen lounges on the couch, scrolling on her phone. Don't you have a thesis to submit? Clock's ticking. I want to scream, but instead, I email my professor, explaining the situation. Hours pass, and then my phone rings. Miss Parker, says the university admin's voice on the line. We received a call from your stepmother. She claims you're using a missing laptop as an excuse for not completing your thesis and that you're too lazy to finish. What? That's not true, I stammer, my blood boiling. We'll need to discuss this further, the voice says before hanging up, leaving me in shock. I storm into the living room where Karen sits, smirking. You called the university? How could you? She blinks, pretending innocence. I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. Cut the crap, Karen. Why are you doing this? She finally drops the act, her eyes flashing. You think you're so smart with your fancy degree and your startup job? Well, guess what? Sometimes life isn't fair. You won't get away with this, I say, seething. She laughs coldly. Good luck. It's your word against mine. Who do you think they'll believe? As she walks away, I grab my phone and dial Tasha. Tash, I need your help. It's time to take Karen down. Later, Tasha, my friend Mike, and I huddle in my room, plotting our sting operation. So let me get this straight, Mike says, setting up a tiny hidden camera. Karen hid your laptop and called the university to frame you for not finishing your thesis. Exactly, I say. And now, I'm facing academic dishonesty charges. Tasha, flipping through her law books, pipes up. And hidden cameras are legal in common areas of our own home, right? Should be fine, Mike replies. We spent the next hour setting up cameras in strategic spots around the house. As we finish, I heard the sound of Karen's car pulling up. Quick, act natural, I hissed, and we scrambled to look busy just as Karen walked in. Her eyes narrowed suspiciously. Well, isn't this cozy? I didn't realize we were hosting a study group, she sneered. I forced a smile. Just getting some help with my thesis, you know, the one you think I'm too lazy to finish. Karen's lips tightened. Watch your tone, young lady. I'm only looking out for your best interests. She left the room, and Tasha leaned over, whispering, Dan, she's good. Almost believed her myself. Over the next few weeks, we gathered evidence. Karen's snide comments, her accidental deletion of important emails, even her attempt to impersonate me on the phone to cancel my internship. It was all caught on camera. One evening, I overheard Karen on the phone in the kitchen, her tone dripping with disdain. Yes, I'm telling you, she's a complete nightmare. Always causing drama, always the victim. John's too blind to see it, but I'm at my wit's end, she said. I felt a presence behind me. Turning, I saw my dad, his face a mix of confusion and hurt. Liv, what's going on? He asked. Taking a deep breath, I replied, Dad, there's something I need to show you. We went to my room, and I played the footage we collected. Dad watched in stunned silence as Karen's true nature was revealed. I can't believe this, he murmured. How could I have been so blind? It's not your fault, Dad. She had us all fooled. I reassured him. He pulled me into a hug. I'm so sorry, kiddo. I should have believed you. Just then, my phone buzzed. It was Tasha. Liv, you won't believe what I found. Karen's got a history of this behavior, statements from ex-colleagues, even former stepkids. We've got her. I looked at Dad, a wave of determination washing over me. It's time to end this, once and for all. I stood before the university board, my heart pounding but my resolve unshaken. The room was silent as I presented our evidence. Videos, emails, phone records, all proving Karen's deception. As you can see, I concluded, my stepmother has engaged in a deliberate campaign to sabotage my academic career. I hope this clears any doubts about my integrity. The board members exchanged glances and the dean cleared his throat. Miss Parker, we owe you a profound apology. Rest assured, we will be investigating this matter thoroughly. You'll have an extension for your thesis submission, of course. Relief washed over me, but I knew this was just the beginning. Back at home, I found Dad confronting Karen. How could you do this to my daughter? To our family? His voice was cold. Karen's face twisted with indignation. John, surely you don't believe these ridiculous accusations. I stepped forward, phone in hand. It's all here, Karen. Every lie, every scheme. Game over. Her facade crumbled. You ungrateful little brat. After everything I've done for this family? Pack your things and get out, Dad said firmly. My lawyer will be in touch about the divorce. Karen stormed out, hurling insults as she left, but I felt a weight lift from my shoulders. The fallout was swift. Karen's reputation in the community crumbled, and she lost her job when her boss learned of her unethical behavior. Former victims came forward, revealing a pattern of manipulation in her past. Meanwhile, I threw myself into finishing my thesis, and the day I submitted it felt like a victory, not just for me, but for everyone who'd ever been doubted or undermined. Graduation day arrived, and as I accepted my diploma, I spotted Dad in the crowd, beaming with pride. Next to him were Mike and Tasha, cheering loudly. Later at the celebration dinner, Dad raised a toast. To Olivia, who taught me the true meaning of strength and perseverance. I couldn't be prouder. I blinked back tears. Thanks, Dad. I couldn't have done it without you guys. As we talked about my new job offer and plans to move out, my phone buzzed. It was Karen. Olivia, please, can we talk? I want to make amends. I stared at the message, then decisively pressed block. "Everything okay?" Mike asked, noticing my expression. I smiled, looking around at the people who truly cared about me. "Yeah," I said, feeling lighter than I had in ages. "Everything's perfect." As I drifted off at night, I felt a peace I hadn't known in years. The road ahead felt bright, full of promise, and for the first time in a long time, I was excited to see where it would lead. Karen and her toxicity were behind me. My future was mine. What a journey, right? Now that you've heard my story, I have a question that's been bugging me. If you were in my shoes, would you ever forgive Karen? She tried to sabotage my career, tear apart my family, and even compromise my future. Forgiveness, people say, is often more for the person doing the forgiving. It's supposed to bring you peace, help you let go of resentment, and open a path to moving forward. But is there a point where someone's actions cross a line into the unforgivable zone? Karen's behavior wasn't just about being petty, it was toxic on another level. Yet she's human, right? Maybe she has her own unresolved issues or insecurities that fuel her actions. But is understanding someone's reasons for their behavior enough to forgive? Or is it okay to choose not to forgive and move forward by cutting ties? So, what do you think? Is there ever a point where cutting someone out completely is better than forgiving them? Or should we always strive to forgive, even if we don't forget? Drop your thoughts in the comments.